Welcome to my modded Minecraft world, where I'm playing on the pack Raspberry Flavored. I am currently 207 days into playing this pack, and I'm working towards building an interconnected town, or interconnected world with pathways leading between each of my towns. And I'm currently in what I'm currently calling East Town, which is sitting directly at spawn, with just a few structures right now, but a lot of what I'm looking for recording my gameplay here is to try to motivate myself to actually get some more buildings and flesh out the areas that I'm looking to create. And the goal for this video is to work on the train tunnel between East Town and the western town of Mint Valley. If I open my atlas, you can see this is where East Town is sitting. This is the bridge for the trainway, and that will go all the way here to Mint Valley, a town that is a lot more like a city, but most of the property there is owned by the corporation Mint Condition. But here we can see the pathway that I'm looking to spend. Most of what I need to do, since it's already carved out, is just, well, not entirely carved out, but most of what I need to do is finish carving it out and then actually build the tunnel walls. So a lot of kind of repetitive building here. But this is my first video on the channel that I'm putting any real effort into, so I was looking to get a task out of the way that wouldn't be too hard to complete within a video while I'm still figuring everything out. Here we can see the starts of the primary building that Mint Condition owns. This is going to be basically their headquarters. Not entirely their headquarters, but kind of their main operational building, with the nether portal that they own. In the idea for Mint Condition is, in this pack, nether portals are more difficult to access than normal, requiring a little bit of this. If you want to learn more about the pack itself, I'm gonna link the CurseForge page in the description. But main thing to know is that nether portals are hard to access, and so I wanted to make it something that was kind of gated and not really something a normal person living in this world would be able to access. And so I have this railway leading into the portal. I haven't done much of anything on the actual nether side yet, but my plan is to use this to export the materials for blaze tarts, which are blaze cakes if you're familiar with the create mod, and send that over to the East Town. But the first step for today is clear my inventory. Last time I was playing, I went on a little mining trip, and I haven't had much of a chance to clear out my inventory. So here at East Town is this little crack into the factory of the town, which has been long abandoned, and it is also the place I keep my storage. And might as well make a factory useful if you're gonna build it. Which kind of leads into a lot of my goals for this world, is to spread things out throughout the place. I've run out of food, so that way I actually have a reason to return to my builds. A lot of what my goals of this world are kind of inspired by F-Whip, if you're familiar, who is this long-running hardcore world where he it's so expansive, and he makes sure there's paths between all of his builds, which I think is an awesome way to make sure everything is something you want to visit. But he also forces himself to visit things by spreading his storage around. Like, for example, like his sea pickles of all things are kept in his desert town, thousands of blocks away from everything else. And it's just an inspiring way to play the game to me. And it's a lot of the essence of what I'm going for in this world. This building right here is kind of where I keep my kitchen for the world, to make sure I have enough food to do the projects I'm looking towards. And here you can see I'm just making some roast chicken to make sure I have food to get through the project. And come on, there we go. Final set of roast chicken. I'll return my vegetable noodles just into that barrel, and return this bone meal in here as well. And I can start heading to my storage more so to gather materials, start working on this tunnel. Alright, we're here at the mint condition portal, and we're gonna just work backwards over there. I'm actually gonna put this all into this sack here, and I need to start mining these walls out since I went to a 5-block gap here. So that way the train has enough room and I can actually make a nice looking train. Right now I'm just using this little thing to get through this faster when I'm walking between here. I probably won't do the ceiling until I actually design a train, so that way I'm not having to tear down anything if I decide the train should be taller than what I've already dug out. If you're unfamiliar with this pack, you may notice that my tools are unenchanted, which for having diamond and this much built doesn't fully make sense, and that's because enchantments are very progression locked in this pack. Instead of being something you get randomly while exploring or using an enchantment table or something, you have to craft all of the enchantments, which they have all their own little recipes here, and so I haven't really used them too much, especially since the only general enchantment from the Everlasting tablet is Unbreaking, which requires a wither kill to get. Not quite that far, since I haven't seen a wither skeleton despite having killed enough blazes to get my steel and such set up. And what this pack does instead is it assigns attributes to the different tool categories, and right here rose gold essentially has silk touch. So I'm going to be using that to mine any ores that are in the tunnel, which is mostly going to be coal, but mining it into the ore allows me to crush it for some extra. using my rose gold shovel here, not just because it's faster, but also because I want to make sure I'm getting gravel and not filling my inventory with a bunch of flint. And the dirt that's near the gravel, if I use my spyglass hotkey, you can see on the top of the screen that the dirt that spawns near gravel is coarse dirt, and so it's a little nice to use Silk Touch for that, because it's really dark when I remove that. If I place some coarse dirt here and then use my normal steel shovel, then we get regular dirt for mining it instead of coarse dirt, and so I have to craft it up a bunch, and it's just easier to harvest it normally. When I actually proper light up this tunnel, I'll probably use this block right here, the stone lamp, and I have a bunch in storage, but I'll probably have to harvest some more light spores for that, so we'll get some nether exploration in that whenever that time comes, right? That would be when I'm doing the ceiling. I probably shouldn't be too long, since I plan to try to upload once every probably every other week is going to be my goal. But I do play a lot, so I might as well try to hit every week. We'll see how it goes. I've been kind of putting off this first upload for a while. I've had on my calendar actually marked to make sure I upload today, or whatever time you're seeing this. It's the date the video uploaded, obviously, and I've been putting it off, even though it's like start of summer and I've got nothing I'm doing. I'm still waiting for forms to go through on job application. Jump scare here, like maybe I'll edit something in for fun. And I don't know, I've just been kind of putting it off, but also I've been hanging out with friends, so it's not like I've been really missing out on anything from putting it off. It's not super important. I just felt like I'd record for fun, since I'm already playing on the world. I was on like day 200, and I've just been playing with myself, basically. Sometimes I'll invite friends on, and it's nice to have them in. So sometimes there will be things that happen in the world outside of where I'm working on things. Like if I open my atlas here, this kind of section in the middle of the screen, one of my friends, she's gonna be working on a food factory around here. And then another one of my friends, he's working on some stuff over here, but I haven't actually updated any of that on my map. And I don't even know what progress they have on there, but we're not playing on any dedicated server or anything, just essential, so they can only hop on when I'm actively playing. And I kind of like it that way, since it is primarily my world. It was originally made for me and someone else as well, but they don't play on it too much, so it's like mostly just what I'm working on, and sometimes they'll hop on and we'll just kind of screw around, build some stuff, or kind of mostly chat, honestly, while I'm working on something. Something I've been really enjoying with this world is fleshing out, like, I guess the lore, you would say. I have a document kind of keeping everything in track. I have it just on Google Docs and I share it with whatever friends I invite on, so that way they kind of know what's going on and they can contribute to whatever they feel like. At some point, I'll make a video explaining some stuff. But I think for now, I'm just going to talk about whatever's relevant to the video, since I don't see a reason to go super overboard with it. Realizing something else I'm gonna have to do here once I get these walls is do the floor. So for this video, I might actually just complete the floor. I don't know if I'm gonna do the walls. It shouldn't take too long. I need to make sure I'm hitting my goal for how much I'm recording at minimum here. Since I'm looking for 15 minutes minimum, we'll see how long this actually turns out, because I have genuinely no frame of reference for how much gameplay turns into how much video. Something that would be nice to get eventually as well is, if I look at this advancement here, there's these things in this pack called terabins, and they're just shulker boxes but reskinned and reworked, because in this pack there's no end dimension at all. I'm pretty sure a lot of the design inspiration for this pack, I don't know the creator or anything, so I don't know for sure, just kind of theory. Okay, I think it's probably based on the mod for beta 1.7 called Better Than Adventure. I'm gonna just pre-place these torches. I don't need to place them while I'm mining. Which is just kind of an overhaul to the update right before the end update, or the adventure update. And a lot of the kind of foundation of that mod, you can kind of see, if you're familiar with it, you can see it in this mod pack, which is awesome because I really like Better Than Adventure. Put a good amount of time into that mod. I'm excited for its update that's gonna drop at some point. I think they're overhauling the Nether, I think is what they're working on right now. And I'll probably make a video on it when that releases. I think that would be fun. So much gravel in this section. Kinda wish I didn't care about gathering it, because then I could just plop a torch underneath and watch it fall. But I want to keep it as gravel, because if I keep it as gravel, then I can still convert that into flint. I think there's some way to do it more. I don't know how to do it most of it. Yeah, like a 3-to-1 convert. I guess it doesn't matter too much, and I do like flint. Screw it, I'm gonna have some fun here. This one. I get this all to kind of fall at the same time. Yeah, it feels good. A lot of what I'm talking about in this video is just like about making the video, I'm realizing, which I think is fine. It's my first one, it's what's on my mind. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to talk about in a lot of these videos going forward, since this one is mostly just a test, make sure my audio setup's actually good once it hits YouTube, since I had to sit there and tweak the OBS audio settings for like half an hour before I could hit record. But I'm also just, I gotta figure out how to do the actual editing part. Since I'm recording all this gameplay, I have no idea what to do once I hit edit. Almost there. I want to put some of this away. My inventory is getting full and I don't want to juggle items through my in-inventory storages while I'm mining. So I need to repair this rose gold pickaxe at some point, which isn't too costly since this pack buffs all repairing, and so doing any repairs on an item is just gonna cost 1 of whatever it's made of, which is really nice. So any rose gold repairs are just gonna cost 4 copper, 4 gold, and keep using it. Which is also really nice on the high tier items, since this electrum pickaxe, when I need to repair it, I can either use a diamond block, which I think is a little absurd, or a piece of electrum, which is just mixing silver and gold together with superheating, which I do have a station for that, but until I get this whole area basically finished, then I won't have the automation for it. Something else I'll have to set up around this area is cables, since something I've modified about this pack is I've added CC tweaked because I like the computers. It's fun to do the programming on them, and what I'm planning on doing is setting up a program that basically mimics like an email log, so that way the factory over there that's abandoned, it's still going to have its automated messaging going through sending import requests to the factory here. And I think that would be a little fun detail for the world. You can like explore that abandoned factory and then find like a, you know, some office somewhere that just has this computer that's still just sending messages or something. At some point, if anyone's interested, then I'll make a video going over the actual email protocol programs for that little side detail. These train tracks are going to be annoying. Here, do I want to do the floor yet? This is... I still need to carve out another layer of wall before I can place the walls. Okay, so I just got back from eating, and what I'm thinking for this video, I'm gonna finish carving out these walls and start placing this, and I'll ignore the floor for now. Or I could do the other way. Let me think. Should I... What do I want to do first? Probably the floor, or the walls. The walls will look nicer, and then the floor, it doesn't look bad right now, but it'll look worse once I have the walls done in comparison, so I want to do it. I do want this train to look good, and I have to kind of design generally how I want the trains to work as well. So when I get around to next time, when I design the train and the ceiling for this tunnel, then I'll probably do that in my creative world, and then just kind of copy the concept over. I don't think I'm going to use a schematic or anything, since I don't know, it's like creative, you can do a practice run and then you can execute it in survival. There's no reason, or at least personally, I understand why people use schematics, and I have used them before. I just don't like using them too much because I like placing everything mostly. I didn't know you got pebbles from these. Good to know. Something I want to do with this channel is I want to upload more than Minecraft. It's definitely going to be mostly Minecraft just because that's what I'm playing for the most part. But I also just want to do some general variety. Just whatever games. It's not going to be too much of a variety because I don't actually play that expansive of a list on a regular basis, but at some point I'll probably record the Five Nights at Frickbear's, the Frickbear's 3. Since I've played a good amount of it, but I haven't actually beaten a run on hard mode yet. And that's partially my own fault, because I keep going for an ending more than just the slacker ending on hard mode. But I want to probably record a run of that at some point. We'll see. Some mycelium, that's cool. Okay, this one's way too big to map out right now. I'm just gonna like this mycelium. Oh, Bella. Kind of running out of things to talk about, and I do want to get these walls finished in this video, so I'm probably going to cut out until I get the walls mined, and then I'll be back when it's time to start placing things. Okay, so I was just gonna skip straight to when this was all dug out, and you can see I'm almost done with that here, but my pickaxes are low durability, and I know I still have basically like 2 more stacks left on this pick, but I don't like risking it because it's so easy to not remember to go repair it in time, and it's a lot cheaper in this pack to repair a tool than to make it from scratch. So I need to head all the way back to East Town over here, and I'll show off the process of getting that done. In the East Town factory here, I have this little hallway that leads to my valuables storage, and I'm gonna need 8 gold ingots. Then I'll need 4 for this electrum, 4 silver for the electrum, and I'll head back to here. This is where I'm testing that email system I was talking about earlier. I'll show that off better at some point. And get some copper. Looks like I don't have that smelted quite yet, so I'm gonna get a blaze tart from over here so I can get this superheating running. And then head to the lighthouse, or little workshop I have for the basic crate machinery. I love this bear. These bears are awesome. I need to build this guy a bigger pen at some point. Toss the silver, toss the gold, mix up, and then this copper ore in here to get crushed at the same time. Grab that, and we can get this smelted and then mixed together, and then I can repair my rose gold pickaxe as well. I have no gold. This smelted, I'll run back over here And then I can get this mixed together, repair my rose gold, and I'll have both my pickaxes all ready to finish up this tunnel. If anyone is watching and has any ideas for naming any of my tools, leave it in the comments. Usually I have some funny names from, but it's usually to do with whatever enchantments I have on the tool, so it's kind of weird in this pack not having that to rely on. But now that I have those repaired, cut back to when I actually have that ready to start placing. Alright. So I have gone back here and I've got all those blocks out of the way so we can start actually working on the tunnel section here. So I'll grab my polished stone and I'll just grab that for now, since I think what my plan is, I'm going to use the trowel to place the actual walls. That way I can have some variation in there. I'm probably just going to use stone brick and cracked stone brick for that. And then for this part, I'm going to be just using this. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do the thumbnail quite yet for this video. I was originally going to draw a little bit for the thumbnail, since getting ready for making these videos, I made myself a little skins, that way I could, I don't know, I just like using my own skins, and the last one I had was just a character, and I wanted to have something a little more personalized. And I was gonna draw this character design for the, I was gonna draw my skin for the thumbnail, and I was gonna have a screenshot, but we'll see. I mean, if you've clicked on this, you already know what the thumbnail looks like, so it's a little, you know more than me right now, actually. That's right. I'll have to find a way to get this to mix. I kind of forgot about this pattern I was doing here. I'm thinking for a moment. Yes. So, oh yeah, cool. That didn't take long to do that one little strip there. Sorry, I'm just thinking about how to get this tunnel to look good. I'm not really planning much of how a build will look in this world. I'm kind of just taking it casually, because I think it's a lot more fun to do that, because if I don't just take it casually, then I sit there and think about the builds for a lot longer than I actually spend doing the builds, and doing the builds is the fun part. I want to do this curve. I'm gonna like chunk out this area so that way I can think about what I want to do with this a little better, because the curve itself isn't just like a 45 degree. I want to make the tunnel follow that actual curve rather than just do it simple. There. That should be fine. It'll give me some room to put some stuff on this side or something. Because at some point I'll probably decorate this tunnel more than what I'm doing in this video, but I just want to get this started because right now, like at the start of this video especially, it was just this ugly little section. I'm gonna fill this in here. That way mobs don't spawn in here. Okay, so I've aligned my hotbar to get this wall pattern. I'm gonna start a few blocks in here just because I know I'm gonna change this area a bit where the train actually enters the portal, and we'll just go from there. I mentioned uploading Frick Bears 3 earlier. I'm just thinking about that right now. I think it would be kind of fun when I upload a video for a game, try to like draw my Minecraft skin, but replicated in like replicating the style of the game. I think that would be a fun way to do thumbnails, and then just have like some screenshot in the background, and then like the title of the game or whatever I'm playing. Before this video, just to mention it, I've had this channel active under a different username for probably like 6 years now, and the avatar for the channel was my Hollow Knight OST Verta, and I'll probably bring them back at some point if I play something Hollow Knight related. That'd be kind of fun to do. I'll probably redesign them a little bit since it's a design from when I was like 13 years old now or whatever. Way back when I played Hollow Knight for the first time. I have no idea how long that was. I'm giving such a vague guesstimate, but it doesn't matter. I'm hoping editing is fun, since I think I've probably recorded an hour of footage. I'm gonna try to break down into half an hour at most, like 15 minutes, half an hour, probably 20 minutes is gonna be the sweet spot I hit. We'll see. There's definitely gonna be a variation in how much I'm running out of blocks so fast. There's probably gonna be quite a bit of variation in how I cut down recording depending on what game I'm playing. Since for Minecraft there's a lot of idle time. This is looking really nice right now. There's a lot of idle time that kind of deserves to be cut out while playing, since I don't expect people to just sit there and watch me sit in silence while I mine things. Not really, I'm not sitting in silence, I'm just watching videos off screen, but that's when I don't have the recording actually running. More stone bricks. Something else I want to record at some point is Slay the Spire 2, but I haven't actually bought it yet, and so whenever I do get around to buying it, I want to record that. And that's an example. That would be something I don't think I'd cut out basically at all. I'd just have the whole run and whatever silence with it. And so it's basically, it would just be like a single, like an hour-long run, or however long I survive. Something I'm excited for coming up is Art Fight. I need to do my reference sheet still for that, but issue. I don't know where my drawing tablet is, because summer just started basically like less than a month ago, and I admittedly have been kind of lazy on unpacking. I don't have everything unpacked and such. The issue though is it's now weeks into summer, and I'm just now realizing a week before art fight, I don't know where my drawing tablet is. Luckily, I think I mentioned earlier, I have managed to find a summer job. They just need to do paperwork on their end to get my hours sorted in. So hopefully I'll be able to get a new tablet pretty quickly or something, or find it. Best case scenario, I find it. But if I can't, then I'll be able to get a new one. And I might be able to like borrow a friend's or something to get refs done before art fight starts. I'll see how I do that. But on another note, this is looking pretty done. You know, obviously the ceiling and floor still need to be done, but that's a quest for another time. I'll run this here. I'll run this train that way. I want to go this way just to see the whole place through. Start of the tunnel here from the nether portal, run all the way. Ceiling probably like 3 blocks taller is what it'll end up as, and then all the way over here to East Town past the bridge. And then I want to work on this bridge at some point. That's gonna be probably what I work on after the next time I work on the tunnel. A lot of these videos are probably gonna be admittedly the less exciting things I'm working on in this world, just because the things that I think are more exciting are gonna be the things that take a lot more just getting materials and then putting blocks down, and then the cool part is when it's actually done. And so I'm gonna be doing a lot of the kind of logistic networks throughout the world in these videos, since I can chunk them out into smaller sections that I can actually complete in a little video. But I want to get this bridge like actually go down and be supported by anything. And I also want to change this wood, since trains don't drive on wood. I need to get the gravel underneath it, that way it looks a little more realistic. And then I can get probably like visibly have some wood or something down here, and then have all good supports run through a few blocks. It can probably make it a little wider as well, so it's not so skinny running all the way across. But yeah, I'm gonna head down to this campsite, or not really campsite, but the campfire in the middle of town, and we'll conclude this one. Oh, real quick. I want to get a little screenshot for the thumbnail. I don't think that'd hurt at all. You're coming on this adventure with me. You've been here for this whole little bit of progress. You're here while I take a screenshot. Let's get this nice and out of frame. Get a nice little shot here. Make sure I leave some good room. Boom. Awesome. Alright. Fixed up my hotbar there, and that's gonna be the end of this one. Thank you for watching, anyone here. And, you know, if you have any comments or anything, feel free to leave them below. Like the video if you liked it. You know all that. Yeah. Bye!